Good morning. We are here with one simple demand: end the discrimination of the new poor, which are the unvaccinated. Out here on your wall, chiseled in stone, it says, "The Salvation Army for the glory of God and the salvation of the people." That means all the people, including the unvaccinated. In the Bible, Jesus threw the rich people out of the temple. If he was here now, he would throw the board of the Salvation Army into the street. They have lost their moral compass. It is time to remember that the unvaccinated are blessed. They need clothes for their children. It's Christmas. Stop their discrimination. Allow them into their stores. New South Wales has done it. Op shops are an essential service. Jesus would not segregate, and he especially wouldn't do it at Christmas. Open the op shop. Don't hide behind your moral cowardice, because we're here to call it out. We're calling out your moral cowardice, Salvation Army. Hang your head in shame. What to bring? Healthcare card, photo and proof of COVID vaccination. So you're not even letting the poorest children have toys for Christmas. You have forgotten your core principles. Send someone from headquarters down. Okay. I'm sure you're. We're not actually a youth person. We're not actually a youth person. Send someone from headquarters down.
We have to have a chat with them. But it says on the door, and you're ministering to the poor, it says that the unvaccinated are not welcome. That's what it says. That's your sign.
Headquarters, get someone to come down and talk to us. We'll be here waiting for them.
On your block, is it all?
We've all lost our jobs, love. We've all got nothing. We'll be homeless soon too. We want to fight, okay?
But it's not about fighting. That's the
What is about fighting? What do you want to say? Thank you for destroying our lives. What do you want us to do?
Have faith.
We are having faith. In faith, you fight. No one's coming. We're the cavalry.
Here it clearly says that you actually are
I didn't bring
excluding
my healthcare
people.
card. I didn't bring
This is
photo
an
ID.
exclusion policy. Excluding the poor. That's hypocrisy. Claiming to serve Jesus, but excluding the poor is hypocrisy.
This is in their retail stores because I'm a retailer, so all retail stores have been mandated to discriminate.
And we're not against non-essential services, but what we're saying is we think op shops should be an essential service.
So Michael, so you mentioned about all the op shops, not the Salvation Army.
No, we're starting with Salvation Army as we go ahead, but we just don't want to do them all at once, so we'll be looking at St. Vincent's as well at some time.
Yeah.
So this is aimed at all of them. We're just using the Salvation Army as one as the biggest one.
And the reality is, there's people who can't work, there's people who can't earn their daily bread, who cannot be ministered by the Salvation Army, which is set up as a Christian organisation by William Booth to minister to the hungry and the downtrodden.
Can I stop you for a second? Damien and Michael, can I speak to you both on this art? It's all about friendly. I know our role here is to look after you guys, rest of the community, and make sure everyone is safe and amenities are looked after.
Everyone's safe. There's no reason for no one. There's no reason for anyone. I just think that the language you're using, but the language you're using around. That's the reality. It's the language they're using around. Yeah. But the language they're using around safety is absurd. Have a look around. Why is no one safe? At what point has no one been safe? The only time that no one's been safe at these sorts of events is when the police turn up in heavy, overbearing number. That's when people have been unsafe. There's no one unsafe here. And the people that are unsafe are the people on the street who can't eat because they can't go into a place we normally minister them. And that's exactly what the Salvation Army is set up for. Don't tell me that we're creating unsafety for the community, because we're not. We're actually a counter-protest to bring about safety. Daniel Andrews is creating an unsafe environment for this community to exist. And we're not frightened by his intimidation tactics because he's locking up people that are political leaders of this movement. We're not frightened to stand up to him for those people that are unspoken for. So I don't accept the premise that anyone would be unsafe here. Well said.
New South Wales, they're allowing everyone in. It's Christmas. These people are suffering enough discrimination. All we want is you to open your doors to everyone. That's what Jesus would do. Jesus would not discriminate against. He went with the lepers, and he would still go with the lepers even if they had COVID.
As I explained, I work as one of the shift supervisors today.
Yeah.
I also work in an office that does monitor to any protest or event activity, which is purely for a informational point of view from Victoria Police, so that when we get, as a supervisor, get a phone call from when it comes through Triple O or a member of the public or another unit to say we have potential protest activity, we can go as a supervisor, yep, we're aware of it, we have an understanding of what the cause is and we know what to expect.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's purely my point of view at the moment, and then I'm also looking at it from a shift supervisor's
So
point of view
if
of wanting to know.
if we were to storm the Salvation Army, what would be the response? No, I'm not saying
Don't
that,
answer
but
that
if we were to,
Don't answer that.
I am.
That's what
I am
my number's
aware.
down.
No.
we're going to
Okay,
bust in
so-
there and start feeding the people. We're going to feed the unvaccinated. We're going to give them heaps and cans of spam. You know, as much spam as you can eat. Rip the top off.
Look,
and get
but
into it.
basically,
I
let me tell you
appreciate
this.
that you guys are in
let
good
me-
spirits and that
but
you're
let me
actually
tell you
having a
this.
conversation.
We're doing a lot of the protests. I met a 15-year-old girl who's not vaccinated for her own choices, and we are pro-choice. We're not anti-vax, we're pro-choice. She told me she's never felt so hated in all her life. All her friends have ostracized her, and she can't get into anywhere. She just stays in a room. Her outing is coming down to the marches. So we're fighting for her. She loves op shops. She needs to be able to go into op shops just to buy herself shit. She's 15. So that's what we're here for. In our national anthem, we're supposed to be one people, we're not one people at the moment. We've been divided by fear, and we need to use courage to get us back, and these organisations should be leading the way. And they've got enough global strength to go to Dan, no, I'm not following you. We follow God, and we're serving the poor. Jesus wouldn't segregate 9 women.
Does your group go under a name, or are you just a group of
No,
concerned
no.
citizens that
Dan.
have joined together?
We call Dan.
Dan's luxury.
We're Dan. We're the group of Dan.
Okay.
No, we don't.
In
We're
relation,
just-
Well, I do, but he doesn't. See, there's already division here. Already division here. I say we call Dan. He says we're not. I
in
mean,
relation to
good we had this chat.
in relation to your group, your community group that have come out today, are you able to tell me how you go about it? Is it just word of mouth? Do you have a social media page, anything like that at all? That you say, okay, we're
carrier
gonna
pigeon,
do today?
because we know you guys have infiltrated a lot of social media, so we're using carrier pigeon. But don't tell anyone else.
There's
right?
one there.
We don't
She's
want
got a
you to-
message.
We don't want you to get some grape shot and start shooting out carrier pigeon.
And as I said, you're not obliged to.
Yeah, see, I'm happy to tell you, it's carrier pigeon. We're called Dan, and we're using carrier pigeons. Yeah. We call our pigeons Dan as well, just to save confusion. Okay?
Thank you, Michael. Thank
No worries.
What about me, Christine?
Courage of our grandparents, the ones who fought to defend the freedom that a lot of people are giving away now just so they can have a latte. Your grandfather didn't fight in Gallipoli just so you could have a latte. Excuse my French.
100% correct. There was a woman that took her life in Werribee because she's sick and tired of being sick and tired. And it's an absolute disgrace that we as political protesters have to stand out the front of Salvos on Bourke Street to address that fact, yet the mainstream media hasn't even taken a single ounce of their breath to address it. This is a person's life we're talking about. That should show how much that these systems really care about us.
Hi everyone, I'm now scum of the Salvation Army. Last year I was out on the streets helping the homeless, trying to house them in hotels and sort out that shitstorm that is all created. Trying to help people. This year I changed roles and I was sitting at home helping people. I wasn't even around people. But on the 15th of October, you ripped the opportunity for me to help people. And you decided to stand me down. The next week, all my colleagues who took the jab were able to sit at home and still continue their jobs. The same job I was doing, except I was sitting at home, unpaid, and my clients sat there with no assistance. Shame on you, Salvos! I will never forget what you've done, and neither will all of these people. Shame on you! I've seen what it's like on the inside. I've seen your bloody pay packets and all the money that's going around. Put the money into the people! And for anyone out there donating to the Salvation Army, put your hand in your pocket, walk down the streets of Melbourne, find a homeless person and stick a 20 in their pocket. Because then you bloody know where your money's going. So shame on you, Salvation Army. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Shame on you.
Shame on you.
Where are you, Jeff Davey? Jeff Davey, the CEO of the Salvation Army. Where are you, mate? We've been waiting here for 2 hours for you to turn up now.
3 hours and 20 minutes.
Actually, it's been 3 hours and 20 minutes, Jeff. We're still waiting on you, brother. We've seen some of your employees that have been dismissed because they wouldn't take the poison shot. Where are you, Jeff? Your base salary of $235,000 isn't enough? Just parasiting off of the institution that's set up to minister to the poor, the weak, the suffering and the sick of Melbourne, which Daniel Andrews has made sure there is a plethora of them. So where are you, Jeff? Wake up, Jeff! 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 We are going to give you a Christmas present. We're going to piss off. We're going to go and sit on the steps because they're questioning people on the steps, so we might as well give them our details again.
The protest one. Yeah.
Respectful people, but I honestly believe that your standpoint is absolutely belligerent towards us, as we were just going to take a single photo and then walk back down. You, as an individual, have created this into your own discretion. So therefore, we will walk back down because we're decent people and can't be fucked dealing with your bullshit. But other than that, I would like you to know that my personal opinion regarding your standpoint is belligerent and unlawful to tell us we cannot walk up there and take a single photo. That's my opinion.
want to try.
With our own personal, individual capacity, make our way back down the steps and allow the Gestapos to keep enforcing their discriminative laws and not stoop to their level and have a petty, stupid debate over who to do what and when.
Has been so diluted that there's now volunteers there that don't even really know the essence of why it was set up in the first
And I
place.
think the volunteers, that's why I don't like attacking the
That's
actual
right.
workers.
Yeah,
I didn't
so
want to go to
many-
the stores. They're trying to do their best.
Yes.
It's the CEOs.
We are allowed to freely protest. Freedom of choice. That's why we're here. Fighting that you have the freedom of choice. History. We are fighting for you.
Don't wear your mask!
We are fighting for the people, only the people. Fighting for the people and the generations to come. I love it. All you guys remember the beep test from school, right? Wait till the green man, though. I mean, every other day.
Assistant out right now, I've got an important announcement to make. So, guys, I've just had word from Auntie Colleen. She's on our way down to Government House right now. There's an important announcement. She has spoken to the head of Salvation Army, and what they are doing right now is the head of Salvation Army is on their way down to Government House to speak to the people.
So Trav, what was that, Trav?
Auntie? Is Auntie still here? Where's Auntie? Where? There.
You rang me and said, oh, we're going to talk to the CEO of the Salvation Army, but they want to meet on neutral territory out the front of the governor's residence. So I've come down here. We've been hanging here now for how long? At least 45 minutes. And there's no trace of any CEO the Salvation Army. I've talked to the police liaison officer. The police liaison officer just happens to have the number of that person, rings them up, has a chat with them, and they say, no, I'm sorry, that's not going to happen today. I've got too many other things going on. It's like it never happened, like there was no negotiation ever made. He's saying, oh, I'm not even the head of the office. The head of the office, of course, is in Sydney, so it would be impossible for someone to come and talk to us of a senior rank. But this is what corporations do. They hide, they scurry and hide, and they use the structure, the labyrinthine structure that is a corporation, to hide, and no one takes responsibility.
Basically, the update is he did come, he was in that grey van. He was unaware that Colleen, the elder of the First Nation people, wasn't here. He did not see her. Okay, that's unfortunately he didn't see. It is an excuse, but at the end of the day as well, they did call him, and they are now letting him know she is here and to turn back around. He could have.